Today we are going to be going over hidden stats that are not on College Football 25, that are on every single card. It's just not in game for you to view. And not only are we going to go over hidden stats, but we're also going to go over hidden player traits, because on the website that I'm on right here, this is called CFB Fan. The link will be down in the description. It's basically the MUT GG of Madden. There is a section on here as well as we scroll down on this right side where it says player traits, where it shows there are different stuff and traits for players that aren't actually in the game. So we're going to be going over that as well, because a lot of the stuff is very important and a lot of you guys might not know it. Starting off with the quarterback position. So the quarterback position, there's only one hidden stat for the QBs, but it is a very important stat. And it's going to be this one right here. This is TAC. Throw accuracy is what it stands for. Basically, it's all the accuracies combined into one: medium, short, and deep. And it's really weird, because I've used quarterbacks that didn't have very good throw accuracy, and I didn't have much of a problem with them. And then I used some guys that had a really bad throw accuracy, and I was getting a lot of inaccurate passes, orange, reds, and all that stuff. So just treat this stat as the medium accuracy, deep accuracy, and short accuracy, in the sense to where you want this to be higher. So you don't really want this to be in the red where this guy's got 60s. So just keep that in mind when you're looking for cards and stuff. You're like, why am I missing so many passes? This could be one of the reasons why. Another thing that's very important with the quarterbacks, if we go over to player traits, is sense of pressure. Two things we're actually going to look at. It's going to be sense of pressure and throws tight spiral. So one, you would want a quarterback that does throw a tight spiral. If it says they don't throw a tight spiral, then you'll see a lot of their passes will be a little wobbly. It might get there a little bit slower. It is important, but at the same time, it's also not. Like, I use Michael Vick. He doesn't throw a tight spiral, and it's not that big of a deal. But a quarterback that does throw a tight spiral is technically going to be better. And sense of pressure, things that you want to stay away from are quarterbacks that have paranoid. If it's someone that has paranoid, then what that's going to lead to is you're going to get a lot of more under pressure throws. When D linemen are rushing you and they're about to hit you, but you just got the ball out, you're going to get a lot more red passes, orange passes. So that's what you want to watch out for in there. Anything else, you should be fine. So now on to the running back position. So for the running back position, there's really only also one stat. There's a bunch of traits we're going to go over and stuff, but there's really only like one stat that's kind of hidden that's not in the game, and it's actually the toughness stat. Surprisingly, on college, like, there is actually no stat that shows their toughness. The only way you can really ever know it is when you look at their abilities. It'll be like, oh, well, they don't get this ability or whatever. So toughness is really just used for, like, if a guy's going to get a certain workhorse or not, even though sometimes a guy will meet a threshold to get the workhorse and EA just does not give it to them. So I don't know. Technically, this guy should be able to maybe get gold workhorse. I don't know if he does, but now if we go over to traits, which his card is actually really interesting. Really, the only thing we were going to look for is fights for extra yards and covers the ball, because possession catches, rack catches, sideline catches, and even aggressive catches. These are more for a receiver, but the funny thing is, this guy gets all, like, the wide receiver traits. Like, he gets possession catches, yes, rack catches, yes, sideline catches, yes, and aggressive catches. So maybe throw this guy at receiver. I don't know. That's pretty weird, but fights for extra yards, he gets yes. So fights for extra yards is just that extra falling forward at the end of runs, just always going forward. The bigger backs usually get it. So usually you want that to be yes. And then covers the ball, brace against big hitters. I can't remember which one is the best one for this one. I'll be honest, it's been some time. But you want for covers the ball, you just want them to be able to, like, if a guy's gonna hit stick them, they try to bounce it. I forgot which trait that is. I'm sorry. Someone in the comments probably remembers it. Now moving on to the wide receivers. The wide receiver hidden stat that's not in College Football 25 is actually, it's really important. What's funny is, like, a lot of these are actually really important. It's release. Release is basically how fast the receiver is going to get off the line and run their route. This guy's a 95 release, so when the ball is snapped, he's going to fly off the line and run his route. And you'll notice this with different receivers, like how fast, like, they run their route. For example, like, let's say you run bunch and you run that little crosser out of the slot. There's going to be, like, this guy, like, if you run that, you probably want him to run that crosser because he's going to fly off the ball and run that ball. Different guys, they might not run their route as fast just because they don't have a really good release. So it is a very, very important stat. Another one that I can't believe is just not in the game. And then we kind of already just covered the traits that, rack catches, sideline catches, possession catches. You would typically want all these to be a yes, just because, like, if they have possession catches, then they'll get better fall down animations. They'll get mix that in with the sideline catches. They'll always get really good animations on the sideline to catches. Sometimes they might get one-handed animations, rat catches. You know what I mean. You just want all those to be a yes. But if they are a no, it's not like, oh my god, like it's a bad thing, it's a terrible thing. But you would like it to be yes. For all offensive linemen and tight ends, there really is no hidden stats. Like everything we talked about, it kind of factors into them. The linemen don't have any hidden traits, no hidden stats. The tight ends, you can kind of just factor in some of the receiver stuff with that. So we're going to move on to the defensive side of the ball now. So we'll start off with the DBs. The DBs really don't actually have any hidden stats. The only thing that's important when you go to the DBs is you want to look at their traits. There's a couple different things. One thing that you really want to look for is play ball in the air. If you have a DB that has play ball on aggressive, you're probably going to love him. Because when the ball is thrown in the air, they are going to go for the pick every time. And it's just that you're going to notice a lot less drop picks with that guy. Very, very important. You're just not good. And I feel like sometimes you just notice them even break on the ball just better. So those are guys you're really going to want to look for. When it comes to big hitter and stuff like that, you'll probably look for that more like safeties, maybe linebackers and stuff like that, because big hitter means they'll get a lot more hit sticks. Same thing with strip ball. If you got a guy that has yes for strip ball, then that means he's going to try to strip the ball a lot more, and etc. etc. So for DBs, you're really probably looking at either big hitter, plays ball aggressive, and strip ball. But I think the one that's just the most important is plays ball in there. You really want that on aggressive. There's also really no hidden stats for middle linebacker as well. For them, you're really just looking at traits, kind of what we talked about DBs a little bit. Big hitter, you would love that. Linebacker style really does not matter, because I think it's either like pass coverage, balance, run stopper. All that really doesn't matter. That just tells them what their archetype is, so that's not really much of a big deal. High motor, we're going to talk about that when we get to defensive linemen, because that's kind of where that matters. Same thing, I guess, with pass rush and all that stuff. So linebacker, honestly, you kind of would like to see play ball in the air aggressive. I don't know how many linebackers get that, but kind of just factor them in with a lot of the DB stuff that we talked about, like the safeties and stuff. All right, so this is our very last position group right here, the defensive linemen. They don't really have much hidden stats as well. Their stats are what their stats are. For them, it's all about the traits. So high motor is actually a pretty good trait for defensive linemen, because what will happen is, let's say your defensive lineman's pass rushing, he kind of gets stopped up and he's in that motion where he's just kind of locked up right there. If he's got a high motor, he's not going to get locked up. He's going to keep fighting, trying to get to the quarterback, compared to guys without a high motor. If they don't, then when they get locked up, a lot of times they're kind of just going to stand there and beat feet and not really do a whole lot. So high motor is something you really would like. And then pass rush, bull rush, pass rush move. Holy shit, I couldn't say that. Spin move and swim move. So a spin move and a swim move, this is going to go towards their finesse, if I'm not mistaken. No, I think, okay, no, hold on. I think bull rush is power move. Swim move and spin move are both under finesse. So this guy has yes for bull rush, which is good because that's a power move. So, and his power move's a 96. So the point I'm trying to get at is this just means this guy's actually a really good pass rusher, first of all. But even if guys have no under all their traits for bull rush, spin, and swim, which a lot of D linemen do, but they might have a really good power move, finesse move, it's not the end of the world, because a lot of those linemen are still really good. It just means if their trait has a yes under that, whatever thing they specialize in, which power move, his bull rush move, if he pulls it out, he is going to probably destroy the offensive lineman. The thing that also kind of sucks is, though, he has yes under his swim move and his spin, or no, he has yes under his swim move, but it kind of sucks because his finesse move isn't that high. So if he tries to whip out that the spin or swim, whatever it is, it's probably not really going to work because he doesn't have a very high finesse move. So just kind of keep all that stuff in mind as well when you're looking at your defensive lineman. But yeah, I pretty much think we covered everything. Most of the hidden stats are really mostly on the offensive side of the ball. Defense side of the ball was mostly, we just talked about traits and stuff. But just keep all this in mind when you're looking at new cards you're going to pick up. Maybe always go to CFB to make sure the guy that you're getting has really good traits, and some of the abilities that you can't see on the game aren't really too bad. So always just keep that in mind. You guys can also use this website as well. I'm gonna have the link to it down in the description. You just go to the card, whatever card you're looking at, and you'll just scroll down. You can see all this stuff. That's pretty much all we got for this one, man. If you guys did enjoy this video, if this video did help you, drop a like. If you're not subbed to the channel, sub to the channel, man. Lots of more college football 25 content on the way. You don't want to miss out. But that's it for this one, though, boys. Till the next time, man. See y'all in the next one.